When Geometry Dash released back in August of 2013, there was no person who expected what it would become. What started off as a regular mobile game for little kids to scream at and then get beat by their parents for making so much noise, quickly gained popularity, and out of all the GD players, there are a select few who are determined to master this game and see just how insane the levels could get. This started a trend of making the most impossible levels and constantly upping the difficulty to see if there was a limit to the capabilities of the human body. Now, most people would quickly think of levels like Bloodbath, Tidal Wave, or Silent Clubstep, but hiding in the shadows since 2015, a level so hard would begin to rise, and this level is perhaps the most insane level that has ever been verified, and its name is 360MLGxtremelevel. This level is a fairly unknown level, created by Johnny Carboni, one of those accounts with no stats that are just sitting in the players list that you may come across sometimes by just spamming random letters on your keyboard into the search bar. He created the level on his dad's iPad after his session of learning Skibbidy's toilet lore until he had his daily life-threatening migraine, not knowing that he had just created possibly one of the most infamous, impossible levels ever. The first sign of progress was from an unknown player called GigaX, who found the level on his iPhone 6 after crashing out because he died at 90% on Time Machine for the 256th time that day. And already, there was significant progress from GigaX, with his first major record being 14%, making it past the straight fly and the first 2 clicks of the UFO.
Oh my God, what the?
This record reportedly took him about 2,869,356,247 attempts to do. So as you can imagine, the community went insane over this, considering his last new best was only 4%, making it about halfway through the straight fly, which took him about 3,845,129 attempts. But after this, he would take a break from the level to focus more on Geometrical Dominator after dying at 97%. And it was this that allowed a new player to begin practicing the level. This player is known as one of the most important players in the race, and it was none other than Pugman1234. Pugman1234 would play the level in his free time when he wasn't chewing on the tree at the back of his garden, and he quickly began to get very good at it, passing GigaX's record of 14% in just 372,985 attempts. And it was a massive increase for a level this hard, achieving a run of 23%.
It's so cool.
When achieving this run, he managed to get to the first frame-perfect jump out of 5 of them. These 5 jumps are known as one of, if not the hardest parts of 360MLGxtremelevel, given the name the ultimate 5 jumps of scariness and insanity. Pugman1234 actually locked himself in his room for 3 months just to play the level, and yes, he brought the tree with him as to not starve to death. In fact, shortly after his new best, his dad finally broke down the door and punished Pugman1234 for staying in his room for so long by locking him in the basement for a month. And this made Pugman1234's progress really slow, as he could only play the level on a calculator he found, which he hacked to play GDE on. And Pugman1234 was known for having a lot of trouble with these 5 jumps, spending millions of attempts on his Oxford calculator just to get past this part. And finally, after spending 14,843,298 attempts, he got quite far into the part, achieving 4 out of 5 of the jumps.
No. Cool.
A new record of 32% was set by Pugman1234, and at this point, almost everyone knew that it was only a matter of time before the ultimate 5 jumps of scariness and insanity would be put to rest. And on February 19th, 2017, it happened. I did it. Yeah. Someone had beat the ultimate 5 jumps of scariness and insanity. But it wasn't Pugman1234. This player came completely out of nowhere and put the jumps to bed in about 50,361,101 attempts. And this player was called Bonkert1. This was strange because Bonkert1's hardest at the time was only jumper, and suddenly out of nowhere he just got the world record on this ultra extreme demon. But nevertheless, this started a back and forth rally between Bonkert1 and Pugman1234, who at the time had finally got out of the basement and play on his computer, which helped a lot with getting new runs. Pugman1234 and Bonkert1 started getting a new best almost every week. %77. Pugman1234 was a mere 23% away from finishing this beast of a level, and Bonkert1 had a record of 62%. But soon, he would have to drop out of the race, and for a reason no one expected. In one of Bonkert1's live streams, he was found using NoClip, and the only reason it took people so long to realise he was hacking is because Bonkert1 said the game was lagging, until about 20 seconds later, it was shown that his FPS was at 400, meaning no lagging should have occurred, especially on Stereo Madness. It later appeared that he had used NoClip for all of his completions, including Jumper. Bonkert1 was quickly knocked out of the competition and stripped of all his achievements to do with the game. And it was also at this time that GigaX beat Geometrical Dominator and finally returned to the race for the first time in 6 months. But at this point, everyone was really doubtful of GigaX making any progress because he hadn't played in 6 months and Pugman1234 had a huge advantage on him, with his record being 77% and GigaX's only being 14%. But then, out of nowhere, this happened. %94%. Pugman1234 knew he would die on this part because this was the part of the level he was the worst at. Pugman1234 died at the last jump an extra 2,634,912 times, which gave GigaX a chance to catch up. Pugman1234 was starting to get worried. If he couldn't verify the level, his dad would lock him in the basement again, and this time without the tree to chew on. But although GigaX was getting far in the level, he was spending the most attempts out of the two, having 87,625,102,352 attempts just to get to 78%. But by that time, everyone knew what was coming next.
Oh my god, I did it. Oh my god,
GigaX had done it. After 108,383,202,284 attempts and 8.5 years of playing the level, GigaX verified 360MLGxtremelevel. The community went insane over this. Some people said, "So cool, this made me happy, and I have kids in my basement." But anyway, thanks for watching this video, and remember to subscribe so I can stretch out more 5-minute stories into 2-hour documentaries about stuff that no one cares about and didn't even know existed. And I'll see you next time. Goodbye, guys.